Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I am coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6, Episode 22, the season finale. First of all, you guys, this lipstick I just bought. I ordered it from this company, I think it was called Glam Ink. I don't know. Anyway, not too sure about the color. I've been wanting to wear something, I wear bright colors. I've been kind of wanting to, we just trying it out, y'all. So if you don't like it today, I'm still not sure on it either, but we gonna keep it on for the video. It's the last show, and it was sort of anticlimactic for me, but it was whatever, okay? That, like I said before, they had a lot of shit go on within the season. We just can't have shit go on all the time. So they closed it off with Kandi's play, and that was fine enough. Because everybody did get a little screen time on this episode, I will talk about everybody on this review, even though, the stories, really, I would have skipped it if it would have just been a regular episode, but since it was the finale, whatever. Okay, so, yeah, with that being said, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so Phaedra has finished her mortuary school and she is now an official and licensed mortician. Her goal is to open a crematorium in Athens, and yeah, she's well on her way. So I guess if any of you guys are looking to get cremated and have, some old ghetto fabulous ass funeral to send your loved ones off to Jesus, then you know what? Fabulous Phaedra's funerals is coming soon to a city near you. I told you guys though that I have been to a funeral that Phaedra was, I guess she was interning. I don't know if that's the right word, but she was definitely working with Willie Watkins, and they did a really good job. I mean, we say a lot about old mushmouth Willie Watkins, but I can say that he gives a really nice funeral. Okay, as nice as funerals can be. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance, and very official and very well put together. So if she's working under him, I'm hoping that we won't get too much of the foolishness, and that she will have a serious business, and that she can make money from, because we got a lot of shit coming up for Miss Phaedra, and they might need a little extra money for for legal issues. So whatever. Apollo is, he's trying, y'all, I guess, okay? He's just happy that he gonna get his fucking freaky wife back. He gets her a cake, and you got little Aiden. Is that the boy name? Yeah, the Prince Aiden. He brings her the cake, and, it's whatever. So yeah, congratulations to Phaedra. Yeah, I really tried. I tried to offset it with my purple under here, and y'all can't see. I got a little purple on this is my breast cancer thing. You still probably can't see it from the glare, and my pink ring. And I was trying, y'all. I'm still not sure though. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all right now that they trying my patience with this velvet funeral thing. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna tease, and I'm not going to tease. Okay, but I'm just like, okay, enough. Like I said, we get the funeral for Little Velvet. Auntie Cisco is there. You guys, one of my rock stars called her Auntie Cisco in my comments last week, and I was so fucking mad that she ain't never said it, or else I had never seen it before last week, because that would have been that bitch's name, Auntie Cisco. Yeah, Auntie Cisco was there. Kenya had another friend there, and Cynthia came with that out-of-pocket ass Bailey. Okay, her dog. Her dog was cutting the fuck up there. He was like, look, all this room around here, why the hell you hold me? Okay, put me down. Ain't shit around but, space and opportunity. So Bailey wanted to get down. Cynthia's trying to hold him. The shit is trying to be serious. It reminds you like when you at a christening or something with the baby. The baby be looking around, and then they get to acting up and squirming and moving around, and you just want to laugh, but you're trying to stay serious. Same thing with Bailey. Okay, so, but whatever, they're trying to be there for Kenya. Kenya gets there, she's all emotional. She looks the best she's ever looked on the whole season. I guess, Kenya was like, I pulls out all the stops for my baby Velvet. She's emotional. They say whatever. Auntie Cisco gives the eulogy, and Cynthia gives the prayer, and then we got Kenya full on tears and snot and can't breathe, hyperventilation and everything, trying to get it out that she's gonna miss her baby. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say that I feel sorry for her. I do believe the dog is dead. I know people are still saying that the dog is really alive, but all that, she ain't that good a damn actress. But the funeral is done. So yeah, rest in peace, Velvet. Y'all, I gotta say that I thought it was so cute that Cynthia was trying to romance Peter. It really did give me a little giggle, almost to the point where it almost, y'all, almost made me like Cynthia again. It's cute that she was trying to be sexy, because she's such a fucking prude, I didn't know the old girl had it in her. Her sister Mallory, of all people, is the one that told her that she needs to try to, whip it on Peter, okay? I guess even Mallory can see that, Peter got his eye wandering. Yeah, Mal is trying to, tell her the role and everything. I was like, okay, Mal. You trying to, she was trying to keep that shit undercover, but I was like, Mal, let me find out you got some hoe in you. They practicing. She got the cigar. She has on a long red flowy dress. It's off the shoulder. She's channeling her inner homegirl from Basic Instinct. What's her name? Y'all know the Sharon Stone. It's cute. It's cute, and I thought it was cute. And she got the roses and the champagne and everything there. Peter gets home. He's giggling, laughing. Kind of uncomfortable, kind of intrigued. The response that a lot of men give. I mean, fuck. What did people want the nigga to do? I mean, you got a fucking whole camera crew, lighting and all that shit in your house. You don't want to look like you want to jump on the bitch bones or nothing. But he was. Men like that, women. They do like, even if you look stupid, okay, they still do like the effort of you putting on a little something and, giving a little, little booty tooch. And I am really giving too much information today. Hey, you know what the funny thing on my last video that I just did? People said they didn't do sex tapes. Now listen, I'm not saying that I was just doing sex tapes with everybody, but I'm figuring like you with your spouse, you ought to be able to do a fucking sex tape. You sit down and you watch the shit and then you erase it. But you learn a whole lot about what kind of fucking you doing when you when you make a sex tape. I was telling somebody, you be thinking you just doing the shit, okay? That you real cute and sexy, and then when you look at that shit on tape, you be like, that shit ain't cute at all. Fuck I'm doing. So anyway, y'all, I'm getting off subject there, but y'all, I don't want y'all to just think that, I got random tapes floating around out there of me, because damn it, I don't. Yeah, we erased that tape, but yeah, I thought y'all ain't made no tape. What's wrong with you? Y'all gonna make you one. Sit down, watch it, then erase it. Alright, you guys, this divorce, they stretched that shit out all season long. And I guess from what Porsha says, after 8 months, my divorce is finally settled. Her mother and her sister Lauren come all the way out to her house to celebrate. And Porsha's there, and she's doing a little saving face. I just woke up one day and I said to myself, Porsha, you might as well go on ahead and sign off on this divorce, because you're not gonna get shit anyway, and all you are doing is mounting up lawyer fees. You can't even pay your condominium fee. So I figured I better stop the whole thing and sign it off and just forget it. I didn't want to go to court. At least that's what I heard, but whatever, you guys. She said that she just went off and decided that, she was tired of doing this whole thing, that she was done with it, and she didn't want any of Cordell's money, even though she wanted some of Cordell's money at some point. But, I let her tell it she didn't want to fool with it no more, okay? So, yeah, it's finalized, and good for her, good for Cordell. I mean, ain't no sense of us keeping on going over this. I mean, they weren't what the other person wanted, and hopefully they can both find happiness with somebody else, okay? The shit is over. Okay, even though Porsha is still wearing her wedding ring, her mother and her sister points it out to her, like, when you taking that shit off? Okay, so Porsha in this show of strength, she takes off her ring and she drops the shit in the celebratory champagne that they was drinking. Okay, then she tells the girls, "Come on, y'all, let's go get us something to eat." But that on the way out, she stopped by that key grip and was just like, "Make sure you get that wedding ring out that glass of champagne, because I might need to pawn it." Poor Porsha. We are at the play, okay? We finally here, okay? A Mother's Love, Kandi's big production. We see Kandi singing a song at the beginning of the show, and it goes a little like this. And y'all, I'm just gonna sing it. I'm just gonna sing one song because there was so many fucking songs in the damn show that I was just like, I ain't gonna be able to remember it. And I'm mad because my damn phone is dead, so I can't even. I'm going strictly by memory, you guys, of what the song is. But you know, y'all pray for me as I step forth in faith. I made up my mind. You're the one for me. And I don't care if anybody likes it, 'cause we got that forever kind of love. We gonna last forever. Forever and ever. I like that vibrato I put on there. That Kandi vibrato be going 100 miles an hour. I think that was it, y'all. Todd comes in and they get to talking, okay? First of all, they talking about, you know, Todd's talking with that mean ass Joyce. The bitch just mean, okay? I don't care what Todd could have been the second coming of Jesus. Joyce was gonna find a way not to like him. He was just like, yeah, I talked to her, and it didn't really seem like she was, you know, we was here, but we really wasn't here. Shout out to Rashida from Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, Joyce definitely was not feeling Todd last week, and but you know, Kandi said she's talked to her mom, and her mom said, you know, she's gonna stay out of it, and you know, y'all want to go and get married and then whatever. Okay, so I guess Kandi fine with that, and I guess Todd is just like, well, all right, as long as the bitch don't bring nothing to me, won't be none. Don't start none, won't be none. Because my mama gonna be at the play, okay? And Todd can't fight Joyce, but you know, Mama Todd looked like she might be able to take Joyce. I'm kidding, y'all. I don't want to see the old ladies fight. Y'all know how I feel about old people fight. Then we get on the subject of the prenup. And, you know, I don't really know what Todd is going through. But, you know, he can't think that they fixing to get married without a prenup. Like Kandi said. I have my bedroom candy. I have my tags boutiques. I have my properties. I have my writing and publishing. I would be saying if we got divorced, you wouldn't have any right to that. And, you know, that only makes sense, okay? Why should you benefit off the shit that I done built over the years before your ass was even around, okay? So, you know, Kandi was just like, yeah, you want to share the profits from this fucking play? Okay, then fine, okay? You take your 5,000 and I'm gonna take my 5,000 and that's gonna be that. But, yeah, we ain't talking about all my millions of dollars, baby. No, no, no. And I'm sure Todd understands that. Todd was just like, as long as it's fair. I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be fair, all right. But we also gonna be smart, nigga. This mine. We get to the play, you guys. I think it's 9 hours or something before the play starts. And it's just like any production goes. I used to dance, y'all, in modern dance, ballet, you know, tap toe, not pole, y'all. Whenever we would have our recitals or whatever, it would always be just like this. You know, you got people around, people are practicing. You got the crew there, you know, trying to get the light and the sound together. I mean, you know, it's just a lot of hustle and bustle of energy. I mean, you know, you're there, all your hard work that you've been doing has paid off, and now you're down to the day. So it's like how these plays and things go. Kandi is extra stressed because, you know, this is definitely her baby. Not only that, but she wants to prove to her mother that, you know, her production with Todd, this is her and Todd's first, you know, joint production, that it's a success, okay? And that, you know, she didn't hook up with no bum-ass dude that's, you know, riding her coattails. And, you know, she even said that without Todd, she really couldn't have been able to pull it off. I mean, you know, Todd does definitely bring the skill to the table. So, and all bullshit aside, you guys, I mean, you know, you have to be really proud of Kandi. I mean, Kandi did pull off a lot. She wrote the songs for the play, and, you know, they got the script together. I mean, I'm sure she had a team and everything, but still, for her to really, you know, visualize and then bring it all into fruition is a big deal, and good for Kandi. She had 5 sold out plays, they said, and, you know, it had a lot of people there, distinguished crowd. I mean, we got your Tyler Perry, the king of the Chitlin circuit. You know, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but you guys know I'm not talking about no big Broadway production. I mean, these Chitlin circuit plays make a lot of money, okay? So no disrespect there, but, you know, Tyler Perry was there amongst other people. I mean, it was a big deal out here in Atlanta when it was going on. So, good for Kandi. She's a young black woman that's making shit happen. Okay, when I was watching the show the other night, I was just like, damn, okay, she has really used her position on this show. Say what you want about Kandi, but she's used her position. I mean, she has milked all of her fucking businesses more than anybody else on this show, and look at how far it's brought her. Okay, so that's something to say for her business acumen. Okay, but I'm gonna get back on it. We about to get started. The stage manager Lark, she is so fucking over Porsha. I mean, I'm talking about OVUH, over. She pulls Porsha to the side and she's like, listen, okay, I don't care what happens in this play. If you forget your lines, if you forget your steps, if you forget where you're supposed to be on the stage, I don't care what happens. You make sure you stay in character, okay? Now, Porsha, somewhere in her mind, she read that a little different.
I realize that this is the only olive branch that Lark is going to offer me, so yes, Lark, I accept your apology.
I was like, apology? That shit didn't sound like no apology shit. Lark was like, bitch, don't fuck up my play. Shit. But if that's what you want to call it, then fine, okay? It's about time for curtain call, and everybody is there, like I said, minus Nene and minus Joyce, okay? But finally Joyce shows up, okay? Joyce got that old sour ass look on her face, just like she comes in. The only time she brightens up is when she sees Shirley Murdoch and Eddie Levert. Other than that, okay, the bitch is just on sour. Carmen's like, I'm about to get out of her fucking way so we can have a nice night, okay? Because Mama Joyce got her silver-haired crew with her, okay? Just in case they gotta fuck somebody up. She's there begrudgingly, and y'all ain't fixing to go through the whole play or whatever, but the play goes off without a hitch, okay? Porsha sings, and you could tell that she really tries to put her all into it, and she didn't sound bad to me. Everybody seemed to be on their P's and Q's, and everybody is happy with the turnout. So fine. Afterwards, her mom comes to the damn dressing room, and Kandi was just like, well, how did you like it, mama? I hope you wasn't really offended by it or anything. We wasn't really trying to talk about you. Kandi, fucking good and well, that whole damn play was your mama and you. And Mama Joyce.
Oh, it was fine. I was fine with it. I'm just, I'm fine.
That's all I can remember her saying, that she was fine. When you keep on saying you fine, you really not fine. It was cool that Candy's dad was able to pull her to the side, and he was just like, listen, I can tell that he's a good man. I can tell that he loves you. I can tell that you're happy with him. And that's all that matters. If you happy with him, then I'm happy that you with him, okay? And just forget all the riffraff. And I was just like, I bet you that damn Joyce didn't know she was riffraff. And then the show ended like it always does, with this shady insight to the girl's future. Like I said, Phaedra's going to be opening her crematorium in Athens, Georgia, and that she will not be working as legal counsel for Apollo. Porsha didn't get anything in the divorce, although it's rumored that she's dating some African prince that we already know is not really true. Cynthia is in limbo with Bar One and her school, and they are looking for investors, and they said that Cynthia will not be one of them. Kenya's supposedly going to be going through in vitro fertilization with her invisible African prince, so, coming soon it will be an invisible baby. Nene's lungs collapsed, but she is fine, and as we all know, she is on Dancing with the Stars now, and she seems to be in good health. And we got a little peek into Kandi and Todd. They are now about to start planning their wedding, and we also know that, Candy's going to have the special on Bravo. So that's it, y'all. The season is donezo. Okay, so now on to the reunion. Now, real fast, I want to talk about Nene being on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. All I can say, you guys, is that Nene obviously had a bone to pick, okay? She got on there, and I was like, well, goddamn. With friends like Nene, okay? I like Nene and dislike Nene for a lot of the same reasons, okay? I like the fact that Nene will kind of say whatever the hell she feels like saying. I mean, she's good for a good soundbite, good for a good read, good for a good kiki. But at the same time, that Nene will throw your motherfucking ass up under that goddamn bus with the quickness, with no problem, okay? We know that Nene is all good with you until you show that there's any chink in the armor, any kink in the armor. I don't know why I always want to say chink in the armor, but it's kink. I know, it's kink in the armor. Anytime you show any type of kink in the armor and the loyalty cuts anywhere below 100% in the friendship, and it's not even being loyal, really. I mean, who says that you can't have friends that Nene's not friends with? But that ain't how Nene think? Okay, so, you know, first of all, she said some shit that I can agree with. Okay, we didn't already talked about the whole Porsha thing in Kenya. I mean, we definitely got proof that a fight happened. Looked like Kenya got that ass dragged. Looks like just like the reports had said, and it wasn't an exaggeration. But you know, we'll see for sure next week. My feelings is what it has always been. I like Kenya. You know, I like Porsha. I mean, I don't have nothing against neither one of them, but you know, you just keep on pushing somebody and saying shit and doing shit and doing shit and doing shit. Your motherfucking ass better be ready, okay? Like I tell people all the time, just because you would turn the other cheek don't mean the whole world turns the other cheek. Everybody is not as mature as you. If you get somebody else all riled up, you can't expect them to walk away just because you would do it, okay? You might get your ass beat. I feel like if you asking for it, then you know you ought to be expecting it. Okay, so that's my feeling on that, and that was basically what Nene said, and I agree. But then you know we got on to talk about Marlo or manho as she said. Still, nobody really understands why her and Marlo are not friends. I mean, yeah, Marlo did wear on her nerves at the wedding, but you know that is Marlo. We do take certain things from Marlo and just realize, you know, you got your hood ass friends that just really, you know, that's just how they are. I mean, you know, we just accept Marlo for the way she is. But whatever happened, she said that she was over Marlo after the wedding, even though Marlo begged to differ and said that they hung out quite a few times after the wedding. That Marlo was dragging Nene. Oh, she talked about her so bad on Twitter. I mean, even got to the point where she was saying that Nene was still contacting the ex-boyfriend about having sex and shit like up to a couple of months ago, a month or so ago. I mean, just really, that Marlo is gutter. That bitch will hit below the belt. She don't give a fuck. If you get her mad, she gonna say whatever. So definitely not one that you want to get into no sparring, you know, no word spar with, because yeah, no. She tried to get us to believe that the reason why she wasn't not talking to Marlo, it had nothing to do with Kenya, okay? But we all know that's not true, okay? Because as soon as Kenya and Marlo got into the, you know, the mix together, then all of a sudden, you know, Nene was over it. And we see that also happening with Cynthia. You know, Andy brought up, like he always does with them, you know, who she thinks should lead the show, and she asked him who did he think. He said something about Cynthia, and you know, she jumped all over that. She was like, okay, now that you say Cynthia, not because I said it, it's because you brought her name up. That bitch didn't have to take too much time to convince her, though, right? Okay, she was just like, yeah, Cynthia, she's on the show, but you know, she doesn't really bring anything to the show. She's always been, you know, one that kind of blows whichever the way when the wind blows. You know, she's never really taken a stand on anything. She hasn't been a loyal friend to me. She never was a loyal friend to me, and I was just like, well, damn. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is all shit that we've said, okay? And it's shit that is definitely the truth, okay? Cynthia doesn't really bring much to the show. Really, Cynthia could be gone, and the only reason why Cynthia has any drama, you know, involved with her is because her damn husband, okay? And unfortunately, her husband is not the wife. Although some of you guys would beg to differ. But anyway, so it's nothing that we haven't said already. Cynthia does straddle the fence a lot, and, you know, but Cynthia has always remained loyal to Nene. Always. Okay, to the point where we would get annoyed with Cynthia. For Nene to sit up there and say that Nene has never been a friend to her and has never been loyal to her, I was just like, Nene, you are fucking wrong, okay? And even if you felt like that, because if somebody is truly my friend and I really felt mad at them or whatever, I still wouldn't try to cut them down like this. I mean, fuck, they need this damn job, okay? Y'all know that Cynthia needs this money. Got that damn bar one fiasco and all of that. You know, I was just like, ooh, that Nene is so foul. So foul. And I know Cynthia's feelings had to be hurt, because I'm telling you, I was hurt for her. But I guess, you guys, that it was only a matter of time before Cynthia got caught up in Nene's crosshairs, because everybody ends up there at some point. I don't even really remember much else of the interview. That's basically the gist of it. Other than Andy was looking at fucking Nene like he wanted to say, bitch, you's a motherfucking lie. Okay, he was looking at her like she was crazy the entire time. You know, he always got like this look of amusement. Like he just can't believe some of the shit that came out her mouth. I was just like pretty dumbfounded myself. But whatever, that's it, you guys. Like I said, the season is over. I cannot wait until the reunion. We're going to have a lot to talk about, you guys, next week. Alright, you guys, so that is it. I have been doing videos like crazy lately, but I'm trying to keep all of my rock stars happy. That shit is getting harder and harder every day. Shit, I can't never keep everybody happy, but you know, whatever. Y'all remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.